Hey guys, now let's talk about how you can learn by playing training games. And it is very important that you're always aware why you do something. So, the goal of training games is training the real game. Okay, that might sound super obvious, but sometimes we forget that. So, there should always be a correlation between what we call a training game and which game we really want to excel in the end. So let's give an easy example. You tell yourself, well, now I play some bullet training games by playing the orangutan opening, and then I want to excel in classical chess where I play 1e4. Doesn't really work, does it? Because there is no correlation between those two. So if you want to play training games and you want to excel in classical chess, well, maybe it's blitz or rapid, and you play the same openings that you would play as well in your classical game. Okay, so there should be a correlation of what you do in your training game with where you want to excel. So you need to ask yourself, what is the real game I am training for? What is the tournament I'm training for? What is the time control I'm training for, right? You need to know where you want to go in order to know which skills you want to improve, in order to know which games you should play, where you can improve those skills and then get closer to your goals. Sounds logical? I hope so. Okay. I said this already, which skills you want to train, you need to know that. And then as a little security measure, as a little question to yourself to make sure that you really, really, really want to train before you start a training game, ask yourself, do I want to play or do I want to learn? If you want to play, that rather means probably you just want to have some fun. Right? You just want to play some blitz games. Maybe you don't even analyze them. Maybe you even play some trash openings. That is totally fine. Okay, guys, we need to have fun. I also did that sometimes. This is nothing to be ashamed about. But the big problem comes when we do these things and we think that we're actually doing something for our improvement. So there are people coming to me and writing me mails and say, hey, I'm doing 25 hours a week for my chess, but I don't improve. And I ask, what are you doing? It's like 23 hours of playing bullet, 2 hours of playing blitz. I'm like, aha, okay. So basically, if we are generous with you, you do 2 hours of improvement per week, not 25. And if we're not generous, you do 0 hours. So that really is important that you, in your brain, you have it clear. Are you training or are you having fun? And like this, you don't have huge expectations when in reality, you don't really do a lot of training. Okay. So ask yourself before you want to start a training game, am I really wanting to learn? Okay, that means I'm ready to play a training game. Do I just want to play? Then I want to have fun, but then we don't count it as training. So what are key ingredients for successful training games? The first one, sorry guys, it's again obvious, but it's just we need to repeat it. It's focus. It's extremely important that you have the right focus. You want to be as focused as during the tournament, even if you play against friends. Okay, there are ways, we will talk about that later on. There are ways that you can make a training game against a friend also important enough that you really focus and you're not just bantering and talking about whatever story you live together with your friends during this training. When we train, we want to be focused. If, again, we want to talk trash with our friends, drink beers, and so on, we can do that, but that is the fun sector, okay? Again, that's not training. Don't mix fun and training together. It doesn't mean that training never is fun, but I just want to say that's like predominantly fun. That means we just are aware that this is no training, and training should obviously also be a little bit fun, but it should also just be effective and smartly done. Then whenever you say that you do a training game, you should analyze your game, okay? It's very important. If you don't analyze your games, that is no training. I would be as harsh as that on yourself. Whenever you don't analyze something, just cancel these hours out of your training schedule. That wasn't training and you were just having fun. Then forget about your rating, guys. Please, please, please do myself and yourself a favor by forgetting about these stupid online ratings or even live feed ratings, whatever. chess is your hobby. It is your pastime. You should enjoy yourself, okay? When you play, you shouldn't think, oh no, I don't want to lose. Oh no, I could lose 10 points and so on. I understand the fear of losing. I understand the fear of losing points. I had this throughout my whole career, but that's why I also know how much it sucks and how much it sucks out the fun out of something if you always think about the result. So really try to think about learning, about enjoying the experience, about playing the best moves possible. And if you lose rating, that is fine. You won experience, you learned something new, and you will gain that rating back. That's no problem. Last but not least, before you start playing a training section, always set limits. What does that mean? That means that you write down somewhere, I want to play X amount of games. For example, now I'll play 6 games of Blitz Chess 3+2. And then you really play those 6 games. Afterwards, you are analyzing those games and then you're finished with this session. Now, why do we need to set limits? Several reasons. First of all, we avoid tilt basically altogether. Because tilt happens when we just continue mindlessly to play without real goals, without focus, and that's when tilt can set in. So we stop tilt. Second of all, we can reserve enough time to analyze the games really. If we say we have 1 hour time and we just play until the 58th minute, well, in those 2 minutes, you won't be able to analyze all those games, right? So you can say, how much time do I have? Let's see that 50-60% I can spend playing, maybe 70%, but at least 30% of the time I have to analyze those games. So it's really training. So that's the 3 ingredients for successful training games. I hope this makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure that this will help you. If you follow these steps, you can have more intensity during training games and you can learn more. And now in the next video, we will talk about the different types of training games to go a little bit deeper into online games, into playing games against friends, how you can do that fun. And then you will also learn which time controls I recommend and how much you should play training games. Okay, guys, see you in the next video.